Hey, hey, hey. All right. So I have pulled up the website and right off the bat here, I like that you have where you're located. That is so key. So many people don't even put this in here. The problem is that the photo is, I'm assuming, of Eric. Um, and the colors are nice. I mean, I'm assuming that this isn't what you take photos of primarily. And honestly, it's not the most professional photo. Quality wise, it's fine, but it's not showing face. There's keys in the pocket. So there's a lot happening here as far as it's not really showing your potential clients what you do, like what you can do for them. Like it's showing what you do, but it's not showing what you can do for them. And that's a problem. So we're going to start here up at the top. I like that you have the little chat here. I wish it didn't pop up by itself, but I don't know if you can adjust those settings. But I mean, people know this icon. They know that it's a Facebook chat. So I don't think it needs to pop open if you can control that. Okay. So we have a very teeny tiny logo up here. And I don't know how I feel about it being a Polaroid. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little cliched, but it's your logo. You go for it. If you like it, then cool. But as long as it fits your brand and what you do, then that's what matters. Like, do your clients actually get a little Polaroid at their session? If they don't, you might want to rethink that. Like, I know it's a callback to photography, but it's also really specific. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. We have home, about, portfolio, investment, blog, and a ton of more. Like a ton of more. Okay. I'm just going to keep scrolling here. So your first thing is you have where you're located, you have your photo, and you have a contact, and the contact is just the phone number. Okay. You haven't really told me anything at this point. Like, yes, I know it's been almost 3 minutes and I have barely scrolled anywhere. And that's because this is doing nothing for your potential clients. This is your calling card. Like everything, this is your menu, everything right below your menu, all of this. Think of this as like a business card, okay? This is like the key thing that your potential clients are going to see as soon as they come onto your website. This has to tell them basically what they need to know in a quick summary that's going to capture their attention, it's going to emotionally connect to them, and it's going to make them want to keep scrolling. Right now, honestly, looking at this, does it make you want to keep scrolling and learn more? Take a second. But the answer is probably no. It doesn't. There's nothing really captivating here. I'm going to keep scrolling because that's my job right now. Says there are still a few openings for fall photo shoots and our holiday sessions are now live. Check out our scheduling site here. Okay, so I do like that you're giving a command. You're telling people what to do. Check out our scheduling site here. However, I'm gonna make 2 points, I think. One, they're not ready to schedule you yet. You haven't shown them any work and you're already asking them to check out your scheduling. They haven't seen anything yet. They're not ready to schedule. Two, your scheduling site takes them away from your website, which is one of the worst things you can do, is make someone leave your website. Basically, you've just told them, here's my website, now go away. Right? Because I know what happens when you go over to session. It's this one long page with all the different session types, and it's super confusing, and people just don't understand stuff like this all the time. which is, you do a lot of mini sessions here. Okay, and then there's maternity and newborn, milestones, birthday. There's so much to choose from. So you do a little bit of everything here. And it's absolutely all on this page. Okay, also, there's no link back to your website. That's a huge problem. That if someone were to click on this, it is now a dead end. Especially if they're not actually ready to book you. There's no way even back to your website. I mean, other than pushing the back button. Oh, nope, it opens in a new link. So if this was on mobile, they'd actually have to close out of this to go back. I mean, they could, I think, depending on the phone, they could push the back button. Either way, you're making this very hard to navigate. I don't think you should give this to people until they are actually ready to book. Honestly, I really don't ever recommend having a booking site like this public unless it's just for your mini sessions. Like just your mini sessions. Even then, I'm a little wary posting things that people can just book. And we'll get to that again. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so still you haven't really told me what you do for your clients. Just gonna keep scrolling. We have more information about mini sessions, and it pushes out to these specific booking pages on uSession. Okay. Current happenings is just a slideshow. That doesn't really make sense. So these are current happenings. These are things that are coming up. This is like a portfolio. And it is a nice little slider. Your photos are nice. It does look like you do a little bit of everything. So that could, that's going to make designing your website a little difficult, quite honestly. The fact that you do a little bit of everything from newborns to weddings to headshots, it's going to be tough. Okay. And then you have your COVID-19 policy, which you live in Philadelphia. Do you still need a COVID-19 policy? Like, total honesty. Is this still a thing up there? I'm not sure. I know a lot of countries are still really locked down, and I'm not sure about states and what states are doing right now. I'm in Florida, and people here are pretty much laughing at COVID-19. So I don't even have my policy on my website anymore. I don't think people don't even wear masks here anymore. So, and I know that's like really controversial. So depending on what the state of things is in Philadelphia, I'm not sure that this is even necessary as its own link. Okay, and then you have About Us, Portfolio, and Booking. Okay. And then another portfolio, which has totally different stuff than what you show above. Seems like maybe more creative stuff. Okay, so then you have is this an old logo? And again, it has like an old camera. If you're gonna put your logo on your photos on your website, they need to be the same logo. So either don't watermark them, or you need to update all of these. And you don't want to have two different brands basically across one website. And you're a proud member of PPA, and then your Insta it's not populating anything on your Instagram down here. So you might want to consider that. Okay. So your homepage really hasn't done anything here to get me interested in anything. So the big thing with your website is it's your calling card. You have complete control over this. It's not like social media where you're sort of at the whim of whatever Facebook wants to show. This is your home. This is inviting someone into your house and showing the best possible side of you and what you do. So, first things first, totally have your headline. It does not need to say Eric Harris Photography because it says it up here on your logo. We don't need it. Does not need it. Doesn't. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse me. I'm having struggle. See? I'm struggling over my own words right now. You can laugh at me. It's okay. Okay. You don't need it in here twice because it says it at the top in your logo. And then it also is down here in your footer. So you absolutely don't need it here. But definitely leave your Philadelphia, Bucks, and Montgomery County photographers. That's good. Now, instead of this contact phone number, which you do not need right here at all, you need to make an emotional connection with your potential clients. You need to talk about what you do for your clients. Not, I capture photos and make beautiful memories for you. Like, don't say, I do this. Tell them what you do for them. You'll feel like $1,000,000 after your session. You'll want to print every photo. You tell them how they're going to feel. Tell them why do they want photography? Why is it important? And what pain points are you answering for your clients? It's hard. It's a hard question. But that is what needs to go here. Like 2 to 3 sentences of what you do for your clients. And then right here, you need a button or a link or something that goes out to more information about working with you. Now, if you only did 1 or 2 things, like say you only did weddings and newborns, or you only did portraits, you could have an informational page that tackles working with you. However, because you have so many different categories, I feel like your informational page it's going to be tough, but I think you can do it. I'm actually going to pop over to investment real quick. Okay, our sessions are designed to be fun experience for all. We try to be family, kid, and pet friendly. Session fee and 10 digital images. We work with professional print labs. Okay, so this is all like really technical information, and that's fine. This contact button needs to come below, but we're going to tackle this in a second. Let's see. Portrait sessions, maternity sessions, birthday experiences, newborns, engagements. Okay, so you definitely break it all down here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm sort of just walking through and getting a feel for your website. I don't look at websites before I do these. So sometimes it takes me a minute to like get through it and walk through it and give some notes and then sort of give you an idea of where it needs to go. So right now, as it stands, you're not guiding potential clients through your website, which is what you need to do. I posted a flow chart on my Facebook page a couple days ago, and it was all about getting from point A to point B. Okay, it's all about getting from your home page to your contact page, and that is your goal. You want to get them from your home page to your contact page, but you have to give them information in between. You have to give them enough information and enough of an emotional connection that they want to contact you, but not so much information that they don't have to contact you. Okay, so it's sort of like giving them a taste and making them want more. And that is absolutely necessary on this website. So I think what's going to happen, let's see. Okay. So I really like that you have information on your portfolio page. That is That's a big step ahead of what a lot of people do. Though it is all really technical information, there's nothing unique about what you're saying here. We would love to capture that maternal glow. Let us document it for you. This is where sessions are. Gowns are provided if you want them. This is when sessions are best. And I mean, that's okay. Everybody does that. And that's sort of what you have to wrap your brain around when you're writing these words on your website, is think about what every single photographer does, right? We all do this. All maternity photographers capture I like capture the maternal glow, but many people offer gowns at this point. So depending on how many gowns you have, that could be a selling point. But if you only have like 5, then that's not really a selling point. Sessions are best between 28 to 36 weeks. Okay, great. Children, pets are welcome. Okay, but you're not telling me why I want a maternity session. Like, why should I hire you for my maternity photos? That's a big question, right? Because I could literally just go to any photographer to document my pregnancy. But why should I come to you? Okay? And that question rings true on any one of these pages. Why should I come to you? Why? See, that's a lot. That's a big question. And I think if you find a niche, it's a little easier. But when you do everything, it can be really hard to break that down as to why someone should come to you. So also, you're really focusing on pricing. You have all the pricing included on these portfolio pages, and you have an investment page. I don't think both are necessary at all. At all. Okay? So I think I know where I'm going with your website here. I also don't think that you need to totally break down what's included. I really don't. Let me go back here real quick. I want to see what your investment prices were. Like, are they all roughly the same? It's $225, $300. I mean, honestly, why is a portrait session and a maternity session a different session fee? Like, other than there's a 15-minute difference, that's like nothing. You provide backdrops and props, and then you provide, I'm assuming, backdrops and props and client closet. So you're still doing as much work here, if not more, because you could have like 6 people in a portrait session. I mean, you could have 6 people in a maternity session, but it's the same amount of work for both. So consider why you're $75 cheaper on one when you really shouldn't be. 300 again, see, so 300, 400. Okay, great, good. Newborns absolutely should be more. 400 is still really low for what is involved. All these prices are actually really low if they have 10 images included. These are all really low. And a session fee with 3 images. Okay, so I really think you can get rid of your investment page, or we can switch it up. Okay, and I will explain that. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to open up a couple of these portfolio pages because I feel like there was a lot of the same information on each of these pages. Weddings definitely should be its own informational page, period. Because there's a big difference between talking about engagements and weddings and talking about portrait experiences. Okay, so maternity, newborn, grow with me, birthdays, and outdoor portraits are all portrait sessions, okay? Let's just wrap our brains around that. They're all portrait sessions. So you have that they can be at the studio or outdoors. Gowns are provided. I assume that some backgrounds are provided. Partner, children, pets are welcome. Okay, can I come over here to newborn? Again, in our studio, home, or location, we do lifestyle or with props and poses. Okay, I also assume that family photos are also allowed within this. And again, grow with me, studio or outdoors. We have options for tubs and bubbles, newborn 369 a year, discount packages, okay. Birthdays, sort of same thing as see, like this and grow with me milestones, they're the same. You even say 1 year and 18 months in here. There is no reason to separate out milestones from birthdays. There's really not. Birthday cake smash is still a milestone. You could totally combine those two things. Unless you're specializing in cake smash and milestone and it's its own like brand, there's really no reason to separate out this from your milestone sessions and outdoor portraits. Okay, so what I think you need to do is get your pricing off of all of these pages. Take it off. Make an emotional connection here. Don't worry about talking about where you take the pictures. Don't worry about home location. Like I said, don't worry about where. Don't worry about talking about outfit changes, wraps, and poses. Don't talk about upgrades. Make the emotional connection. Capturing those precious first smiles is a great way to document your new journey as parents. I don't know that this almost guarantees smiles. Be careful with that. I would rather go with moments or those first expressions. But smiles, you cannot make a newborn smile. So I would not guarantee that. Even though you do have some really cute little smiles in here, it's not guaranteed. So I don't know that I would put that there. Or I'd put a list of things, those little toes, the little eyes, the little ears, and even those first smiles. You can make a list of things, okay? But I like this. You need to go on this right here. Give me like 3, 4, 5 sentences with emotional connection. And that should be on every one of these pages, okay? An emotional connection. You can stick with this. Capturing the maternal glow. I wouldn't say we would love to capture it though, because that's putting it back on you. And you want to talk about them. So you could say whether this is your first pregnancy or your last, you're glowing. Or just start out with, you're glowing. Right? Like, tell them, you're glowing, you're beautiful. Whether this is your first or you're more experienced, growing that new life is hard work. Let your photo session be easy. See, so I'm not saying let us document that for you, or I can do that for you, or we, whatever, I think you're a we. Talk about them. Say, this is easy. You're doing the hard work, but your photo session is going to be so easy. See, like there's a big difference in how you talk to people. So this needs to be emotional connection. Like I said, on every one of these pages, maternity, newborn, grow with me, birthdays, outdoor portraits, give me an emotional connection on each one of these session pages. Don't worry about pricing. Don't say ready to book. We're going to change that up. Give me information. Okay? I want information. Then, this investment page. We're going to change it from investment to session info. Okay? Session info. Session info. That's what we're doing. And we are going to talk about all of the things that are the same on all of these pages. We're going to talk about where your studio is, or have, one or two outdoor locations that you like, or the cities that you work in, right? Like I think you say that over here. No, where is it? I got rid of the portrait page, didn't I? Here we go. Like you say, local parks, arboretums, is that a word? Farms, any of that. So you need to talk about these things. Still don't worry too much about pricing, okay? Don't worry about pricing. You're really focused on the inclusions and the pricing. And when you do that, especially at what you're priced at, you do compete with those like $50 photographers, honestly. Even at $300, that's who you're competing with. $300 is like the top of the cheap. So you are absolutely directly competing with those types of photographers, especially when you put your pricing on your website like this and you lay it out sort of like a menu. You would link out to that booking page on Use Session. That's what you're doing. But you don't want to do that. You want to create a website where people connect and they like you and they like what you do and they want to book you because they've connected with you on your website, not because you're affordable or, well, everybody does stuff like this. So, this isn't really unique to you. And this needs to have information that's unique to you. But this session information page is also where you can put things like this. So the portfolio pages need those emotional connections and the things that are unique to you. This page can be all about working with you. It can be all about having a fun experience, and it's family, kid, and pet friendly. I would knock out the pricing. I would just don't talk about pricing. Talk about what's included. If you're looking for backgrounds and props, we've got it. If you want a client closet, we've got it. Talk about all of those perks of working with you. Okay? On this page, on your session info page, talk about the perks. Then talk about what is the process to work with you. So like step 1, contact us, reach out. Where's your contact page? Do you have a contact page? You do. It's your booking. That is not clear. We're going to go over that in a minute. Okay, so contact us, absolutely. Oh yeah, it's right there. But don't put it right up at the top of the page. They're not ready to contact you right here. You need to give that information. And we need like a step 1, step 2, step 3. Like step 1, you're going to reach out and we're going to talk about the date you want and the session and where you want it. Step 2, book your session. Step 3, your images are delivered digitally and you'll have your prints in XYZ weeks, right? And then contact me. Contact us. And you need to switch this up to say contact, because booking site and inquiries, one, it's too long. It shouldn't drop to a second line. And I know it's going to go out. I have a feeling when I go to this page, you're going to have a link out to the Use Session site. And I really don't think you should be doing that. I think you need to keep everybody right on your website. Okay. But this is going to be your session information. You don't need these. You can say sessions start at, and I would drop the $225. I would just say sessions start at $300. Honestly, their $225 is so low. And for 10 images and all the work that goes into a portrait session, just start at $300. And honestly, that's even still too low. You really should calculate your CODB, because you will be shocked at how low this is. So, okay, I would get rid of these blips, especially because you have a weird logo thing happening here across it. And then you can view your print packages. This isn't anything anyone needs before they book you, or before they've inquired. Let's go with that. Before they've inquired. That's something that you can send after the fact. Hmm. Okay. That's really cheap. An 8 by 10, nobody wants an 8 by 10 canvas. Have you ever seen an 8 by 10 on a wall? Honestly, it's not it's not good. It's very tiny. Um that's not even like this isn't even real print pricing. This is just three very basic print collections. I would get rid of this. You really don't need this on your website. And it's a dead end. Okay, I'm going to talk about that right now. And this is very much a dead end right here. We offer a variety of products in our store. See, this right here is something, this blip right here goes on your information page. Want more? We offer a variety of products after your session. Once you get your gallery, you can buy anything you want from us, from prints to canvas to acrylics, and there you go. Awesome, right? This doesn't need its own page. Like it really doesn't. Or it can be something that you send, like I said, after the fact, if you want to, but it absolutely doesn't have to be its own public page that you link to on here, because it's also a dead end. You're not telling me to go anywhere after this. You've left me right here with some pricing, and well, what do you want me to do now? Do I need to go back to the information page? Do I contact you? Do I go look at portfolios? Like, where do I go from here? That is a big problem on your website, is you're not telling clients where to go. You're not guiding them through your website. And we're going to talk more about that. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling here. I really feel like you can just get rid of all of these. And we can contact. Okay. But this needs to be an informational page. And the goal being getting them from home to information to contact. Okay, that needs to be your path. Home, info, contact. So from your home page, you really need, like I said, that emotional connection here with more info. Now, I think you should have two options. Like, choose your experience. Weddings, portraits. If they click weddings, it can go straight to the wedding and engagement portfolio page. If they click portraits, have it come over to this session info page. Okay? And the session info page can have images like this. It totally can. You can show portrait, maternity, birthday. Like, it doesn't have to be set up like this, but you can still totally show samples of all the different session types that you offer. And you should. There should absolutely be photos on this page, but this needs to be a more generic information page. And from here, you can either push them out to contact you, which is totally fine, or you can have them choose their experience, which would push them over to one of these pages. You can say, choose what session you're interested in, rather than contact us. Choose the session you're interested in, and they can choose maternity, newborn, milestone, or family portraits, or portrait session, whatever you want to call it. That's what I would do. And then these portfolio pages link out to your contact. Don't put in the pricing. Only have that emotional connection and contact us. Contact us. So then your goal is going to be home. You have two goals: home, wedding, contact. Home, info, portfolio, contact. See how that works? Or home, info, contact, depending on how you set that page up. Your goal is to get them from your home page to your contact page in as few clicks as possible while giving the most information, while emotionally connecting, but not overwhelming them with information. And the fact alone that you have your pricing in 6 different places is confusing and it's overwhelming. So even if you want to leave the pricing up on that session info page, you need to remove it from these pages. It also makes updating your website way easier when you only have your pricing in one location. You don't have to worry about missing an update. Like if you go update your pricing on your info page, you don't then have to go update it on these 6 other pages, right? Condense it. Get rid of the repetitive information. The fact that you talk about where your sessions can be and things you provide on at least 3 of these pages, that means that information can be condensed onto its own informational page. And actually, you know what you could do is back on your pricing page here, you could actually leave these, and this portrait session, instead of saying session fee, you can have a link over to your portfolio, to your session portfolio page. So you can have the information up here, like I said before, step 1, step 2, step 3 of working with you, then a contact us button. And then if they keep scrolling, each one of these, get rid of the times, get rid of any files that are included, get rid of the prices, and just say view more work or more info about birthdays. And then it can pop them over to that milestone page. More info about maternity or learn more about maternity. See, there's a big difference there. It's asking them to do something versus just putting it out there. So like maternity session, more info about maternity sessions. You're telling them what it is, but you're not telling them to do anything. Learn more about maternity sessions. That's a command. Go learn more. Go learn more. See, big difference between just giving the info and telling them to take an action. Got to tell them to take an action the whole time. And this is going to be your most important page. Like really, honestly, this is your most important page. Information, what the process is to book, contact us, and then I would leave these actually. Leave these, but have it. Learn more about portrait sessions and link over to that portrait session page. Learn more about maternity sessions, link over to that maternity session page. Get rid of this. Unnecessary. And then at the very bottom, definitely have the contact again. I love that. Booking. Okay, cool. Oh, look, see, this is all stuff that needs to go on your info page. Not here. This all goes on your info page. Okay? And yeah, I mean, this is, that's good. But this is all stuff, like I just said, this is stuff that people are going to look for on your info page. They're not going to look at your contact page for this information. They're going to look for this on an informational page. So that's where it needs to be. Let's see. Okay, so what else is on this? And you don't actually link out here. This is just I'm really proud of you right now. Because up here, it says booking site and inquiries, and you don't actually link out to your booking site, which is good. You should not. Because they're probably not ready to book if they reach out to you. Like, just putting that out there. Most people aren't going to book directly off your website unless it is a limited edition mini session. That's about the only time people are going to be ready to book it. And even then, they're more likely to book that from social media than they are directly from your website, unless you've really upped your website game and made it an experience and made it so that it's easy to book. And right now it's not. So I am very glad that it's just a contact page. And this is a really nice contact page. But this right here, I feel like you should put like a behind the scenes photo of you working, or even a headshot of you could go here. But this needs to be, this is like the last touch that people are going to get. This is the last moment for you to make an impression. So you need to make sure that you do that. You need, I mean, you have a photo here, but you need a photo, I think, here. One last moment. And actually, like, a really cute kid smiling would be a great, like, last, or like a silly face, or just something really engaging and fun. I feel like would go really well. Okay, so we've got your flow down: home, weddings, contact. Like I said, your wedding needs contact us or click here. Get rid of that. Okay? Get rid of anything that links out of your website. You don't want people leaving your website. Sorry, but you don't. You can send them that use session link in an email when they're ready to book. Don't just put it there. Link to your contact. Put a button here. Contact us. That's it. Don't give them too many choices. Just contact us. Okay? So, your goal: home, wedding, contact. Your secondary goal: home, info, contact, with potential out to your portfolios. But then your portfolios will also have contact. You see how we're creating a path, okay? You have to create a path through the website. Don't assume that people know what they're doing and they're not ready to book. So get rid of this. Contact me. Have every single person push through your contact page, and you need to rename this contact, okay? Now, your blog. Oh, you participated in Buckets of Hope. I love that. New adventure in photography, new blog. Cool. This is wonderful. Your blog is absolutely the place to put your seasonal mini sessions, not your homepage. Come back over here to your homepage. This is not the place for seasonal mini sessions. This is 100% not. The place for your mini sessions is in your blog, where people can find out the brand new things that you're offering. Because you could totally have, what are you calling them? Santa Experience and Tree Farm, right? Santa Experience. And they can click on it and learn all about the Santa Experience. And from there, you could totally have a link out to your use session from the blog. Book your Santa Experience now and link directly to it. Don't link over to the list. Link directly to it like you're doing on this page. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So then Tree Farm sessions, same thing. Tree Farm sessions. And maybe the dates it's available in the title, right? Tree Farm sessions, November 2022. That's all it needs to have right here in the title. And then talk about it in the blog, post your big photos, and then link directly to the use session. That is the best use of your blog, is seasonal things. Okay. From here, that is your COVID info. You have FAQs. The FAQs could, this little block, oh, I like this little block, but it could totally go on your info page. You could totally condense it over on your info page. Like this is literally all of the information that you're going to be talking about in like bullet point order. So you could totally put it on this session info page. Session info, steps to book, FAQ. And then all of these little links out, right? Session info, steps to book, contact us actually first, and then FAQ. You can absolutely work this in. It doesn't really need its own page. I don't think you have enough FAQ, and how like condensed it is in this little block is so awesome. I think you could work this in on that info page, and it would help flesh out that info page. So definitely consider combining the two. Remember, give the information, but multiple pages can be overwhelming. And they're probably not going to find it tucked in here. Okay, composite media. Oh, cute. I do these too. But this is, these are so funny. This is totally like a blog thing again. Unless you're going to specialize in things like this, it really doesn't need its own page. And that's just sort of what it is. I don't sell a ton of these, and I'm really good at them. But it's just not something that people are really looking for unless they're looking for it. And the words composite media doesn't, it doesn't translate to the normal client. Clients don't understand what the word composite is. We do, because that's a technical word that we use in photography for composites. The average person doesn't know what that word means. And media makes me think of like either social media or the media, like the news. So composite media, I sort of knew what I was clicking on, but I second guessed myself just for a second. Like me, I second guessed myself personally clicking on this, what it was going to be. I wasn't quite sure. Once I clicked on it, I understood it. But your potential clients don't understand what composite media means. So if you want to do things like this, I would put it into a blog. I wouldn't link it on your main menu. And I would come up with something else other than composite media. And you can call them Photoshop portraits. That makes sense, right? You can call them digital illustrations, or digital portraits. I did these during COVID for newborns, and I literally called them digital newborn sessions. And that's what I did. So composite media doesn't make sense. It does, but it's not, those aren't client terms. So you have to do it in a way that they will understand what they're clicking on. Social media pages, what's happening? A link, get rid of this. You don't need this. Totally pointless. And I'm going to look at it, but don't link out to Linktree. And you already have your socials down here. So you really don't need to link out here. And are you using your TikTok for photography? You are. Okay. So this, and it doesn't even match, like your logo's not here. If you wanted to do something like this, I would do it on a separate page on your website, but I would not link it to your menu. You do not need this at all. Get rid of that link. And then you have testimonials. You have 3 of them. They're not worth their own page. If anything, I would put this slider right here on the bottom of your homepage. Get rid of these. Get rid of this. Keep this, but throw in a testimonial above it. I would put that testimonial slider right here. Honestly, I would put it in place of this slideshow, and then I would have this be the bottom, and I would get rid of this slideshow because that's just confusing. You don't need all these slideshows in here. So you'll have your emotional connection, your link out, choose your experience, weddings, portrait info, right? Weddings, portraits, and then have a testimonial or, have your testimonial right here. Have that testimonial slider right here. And then the next thing they see can be these links: about us, portfolio, booking. right? That's all you need on your homepage. Like, that's it. You don't want to keep pulling them out into these other websites and these other links and these other things. You want to keep them here on your website, okay? So I would get rid of, though, that testimonial page, and I would just put that slider in right here underneath your emotional connection. I would get rid of this blip as well. It's not really necessary. And then you have your event portfolio, which I don't know why it's not with your other portfolios. That doesn't really make sense to me. It's a very tiny portfolio. Honestly, you could probably put those, yeah, I would honestly call this wedding and events. And I would just put these couple photos into this portfolio, honestly. You don't need a separate page for this because you only have like 10 photos on here. This, I would not even put this in a portfolio. He's out of focus, and he's the most important thing. I mean, these are cute, but you're kind of hiding it away. So, I mean, you could totally just put it in here under this list if you wanted to, but I feel like it could almost go in and be wedding and event. So, I don't know. It's up to you. You can drop it into the portfolio list, or you can combine it with weddings and have it be weddings and events. But I don't think it needs to be here. So really you can 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. That's 5 pages that you can get rid of from this menu by putting the information in another place. COVID, I really feel like this could just be a blog. And you have you even updated it in over a year? No. You know what? Honestly, this information right here could totally just go on your info page. It doesn't even have to be your COVID-19 policy. I mean, it's just your policy. Honestly, like, you could totally just put that on your info page, and you could put the vaccine announcement in your FAQs. And then just get rid of this page altogether. You've addressed the concerns in a way that they don't have to click onto another page. See what I'm saying? I think you are officially my longest review yet. I don't think I've hit an hour before. So you've got some condensing to do. We are almost done here. You need to reword some things, and I haven't done your about page yet. I'm going to go over to your about page real quick. Okay. About us. I want to see you. So I'm assuming it's you and your, okay, so yes, Monica, you booked the review. So it's Monica and Eric. Beautiful. I want to see a photo of you guys. I've seen the backs of both of your heads now, I think. But that's not showing me you. I want to see you guys. So show it to me. And show it to me up here. Like, put it on the side next to the about, or, I mean, this is fine for down here. And honestly, the one from your homepage as well could go over here. I mean, it's the backs of both of you working. But I would really love to see this photo next to it. You know what I mean? Like, here's like a what you see versus what I see kind of thing going on. That's really what we want to see. Like, this isn't really doing anything for a connection. Like, I'm never going to see the back of your head at a photo session, I hope, because you're going to be facing me. So face me. Show me what you look like. Put a face to a name. Both of you. And it doesn't have to be a professional headshot. It doesn't. You can just, but I mean, it's easy. You're a couple. You can literally take photos of each other. So you both have an eye, you both shoot, you both do this. There's no reason that you shouldn't have headshots. So give me photos of you guys here, okay? And then we need learn more about sessions. You need a button. I wouldn't go to contact me from here. I would say learn more, and I would get them over to one of the pages we talked about, either the wedding page or the session info page. Learn more about working with us. Weddings and events, portraits, 2 buttons, okay? Everything should lead back to that path that we talked about. Everything. We should never end up in a dead end. And we should never be pulled off of your website. The use session page, I feel like the only time you should be linking out to that is for your mini sessions from your blog, where people are already looking for that information and they will be ready to book it. Like, that's really the only thing I see people booking directly from your website are those limited edition mini sessions. Everything else, they should be reaching out to you first, and then you can send them the link to book. Okay? All right, so you definitely have some homework here. You definitely have some things to reword. You need to add some words. You need to rearrange some things. You need a totally different photo here. I think I said that before, but like, this is your calling card, right? Like, if you were going to pick 1 to 3 images to put on the front of a business card, like the card you were going to hand to someone randomly out on the street, which photos would you pick? That's what needs to go here. And it can be like 1, 2, 3. 3 of your best images: a wedding, a portrait, a newborn, or a wedding, a cake smash, and a maternity. Whatever you want to put here, do it. But they need to be your best images. Like, this is your show off moment. Okay? Use it. Because Eric's butt isn't going to do it. Monica, I'm sure you beg to differ, but this isn't your selling point right here. Okay? This can go on the about page. This space has to be the best of the best, and it has to make an emotional connection. Okay? So that is what you guys need to work on. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message back. You can do it through email. You can just respond to the message that I'm going to be sending you. Or you can message me on the Facebook page, but I know the Facebook page has been really weird. So absolutely just feel free to email me if you want to. And good luck.